you very much. Once again, you are welcome.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
May you briefly, in 2 minutes, tell us your background.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I was born in 1983, and I schooled in the Volta region, in the Western region, and I did my first degree in the University of Ghana, and my second degree also in the University of Ghana. I proceeded to the Ghana School of Law, where I did the qualifying certificate to be called to the bar in 2011. After that, I went to pursue my first master's degree in Cardiff School of Law and Politics, and then further to the Harvard Law School for another master's. I returned to Ghana in 2014 and started teaching at the Gimpa Law School. While there, I proceeded to pursue my PhD degree in law in the UK, University of Leeds School of Law. And then from there, I came back to continue my teaching in Gimpa until last year, April, when I moved from Gimpa to the University of Ghana School of Law, where I currently teach. I also practice law, and my practice focuses on public law. I teach constitutional law, so that has influenced my practice as well. I think this would be for my background, Mr. Chairman. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Honorable Minister. Designate. I will then open the floor and allow questions from the subject matter committee members. Honorable Member, you have the floor.
All right, my brother, so I know you are a prolific writer, and so you've written a lot of articles. In one of them, the one titled Parliamentary Oversight in Ghana, you made certain observations, and I would like you to explain your position to the committee. So, by the way, do you remember the third article? Parliamentary Oversight in Ghana.
Mr. Chairman, I remember the article. I think I published it in 2014.
Yes, about 10 years ago. Okay. So in your article, you wrote on page 4 that, and I quote, Mr. Chairman, with your permission, you wrote that it is observed that most politicians see the office of an MP as a platform which significantly increases their chances of becoming ministers, as the president is bound to appoint at least half of the ministers from that relatively small pool of the party's MPs. The effect is that once in Parliament, the MPs of the ruling party strongly desirous of becoming ministers find it difficult to dispassionately scrutinize the government. And you state that this weakens parliamentary oversight. Now, we have a lot of MPs here. If you look at this government, I believe about more than 80% of the ministers are from this house. Is it your position that these ministers are not going to be effective in their parliamentary duties? And how do you explain that?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. It is not my position that particular ministers or MPs here are not going to be effective where they are appointed, or they are not going to be effective in their oversight duties. So the research behind that work was had over a period of time where it became clear. And I think even the Constitution Review Commission had the same finding when they went around the country, that the reason why Parliament may not be as effective as we want them to be is because of the requirements on the President to appoint at least half of his ministers from parliament, and that some of the MPs often, because of their relationship, working relationship with the president, find it difficult to hold him accountable or under the oversight. So it is not in respect of any particular MP here or other place, but it's the overall picture that was created at the time 10 years ago.
Thank you very much. Any further question?
We may want to have to put that up anytime you finish. So I guess you have conducted any research thereafter, but do you think that perception has changed? This is by way of follow-up, Mr. Chairman. Do you think that this perception has changed since you last did this research?
So your question is, do you still stand by your intellectual view expressed in that article?
Yes, I do. I stand by the intellectual view.
My question. But anyway, let's go ahead.
Yeah, so I do stand by it.
Thank you. Any?
Okay. Again, in your article, you also wrote that one of the factors that hamper parliamentary oversight. In fact, you listed two.
The same article?
Yes, same article. You listed two things: corruption and conflict of interest on the part of MPs. Again, can you explain how you came by this, and whether it is still the case that corruption and conflict of interest hamper the oversight responsibility of MPs?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As I indicated earlier, this research is also supported by other works which I've mentioned, the CRC report. If you ask me if I still stand by it, is that the question, whether I still stand by the... well, I don't have any research in recent times, so I'm unable to speak to what is going on now. However, I mean, as far as the research at the time was concerned, that was the position.
By way of a follow-up, so you are saying that 10 years ago, this Parliament of Ghana was hampered by corruption and conflict of interest. And as a result, they were unable to conduct their duties as required by law.
I think the article mentioned corruption, perception of corruption. And so I think when you read that section on this particular issue, it is more than simplifying it to mean that corruption, hampered the Parliament of the time. Like I said, it's research conducted over a period of time, and it was not in respect of any particular Parliament or MP. And so that is...
But it was the body.
That is the institution.
So the institution at the time was hampered by corruption and conflict of interest.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
All right. Mr. Chairman. Okay. I have so many. But anyways, let me ask this question, my brother. Do you think that the disposal of public assets say is criminal? Now, if your answer is yes, I will leave it there. If your answer is no, then there will be a follow-up. So, do you think that disposal of state assets say is criminal?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. A crime is defined. It must be defined. And I am not aware done in a particular way so as to infringe on any of the criminal laws, then it would be a crime. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. You have no right to a further question. So please, you are done. I will give the floor to Honorable Alassane Umar.
Thank you, Chairman, for this opportunity. Mr. Nominee, congratulations. Indeed, you've been so great to the nation of Ghana. We enjoyed your write-ups.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
I just have 2 questions, and it looks like it's a follow-up to my predecessors. Will you support your minister, the Attorney General, to initiate legislation prohibiting political appointees, political exposed persons, and all serving public officials from purchasing state assets?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I will, wholeheartedly.
Just fine. The second question is about this double jeopardy. The special prosecutor comes with prosecuting a special, just the former finance minister. And we are yet to see the Attorney General also prosecuted. Now, if the special prosecutor goes to court and prefer charges that he is exonerated but not to the satisfaction of the nation, Ghana, and the Attorney General, what happens to the law of double jeopardy? Must he go free, or you go back and prosecute him? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I do not think that the law supports prosecuting one person on the same transaction twice. So once the person is prosecuted and acquitted on that particular transaction, that should be the end. And I don't think it would be lawful for anyone to start another prosecution in respect of the same transaction. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Last question. I know you are going to support, you may not have this capacity to say it, but will you support your minister to decentralize or cause a devolution of the courts to all the districts? And I tell you something, we need an appeals court and the northern regions to be in the northern region and not to be anywhere, any other place. Will you support the minister to do that?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I will support my minister to do that wholeheartedly and dispassionately. Thank you very much.
I wish you well.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
I then proceed to give the floor to Honorable Haji Aladi Ayamba.
Thank you, Chairman. I haven't eaten properly, so. Okay, my brother, congratulations.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
I have observed one problem about most of the courts, especially, let me just generalize that our sector, especially the observe that our courts, an individual could be sent to, and it is that the judge has not come. The judge has not come.
I wish you well.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
General, most probably, you could be the one who will be carrying this responsibility up and down, because most of us will be able to approach you than to go to the main man. will you suggest to him to ensure that at least lawyers, and for that matter, judges, are posted to basically, as you say, all the districts, and that we ensure that they have accommodation so that they don't run away, to enable us do justice to the justice system?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My minister has an elaborate plan to reduce the challenge you have just mentioned, and I would definitely be in support of it in full, that such problems don't exist or do not become very frequent. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you too, and I wish you well.
Thank you very much. I will give the floor to Bafoewa, Honorable Bafoewa.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
I'm unable to say bye-bye because I'm not Honorable Laddie. It's something that he holds exclusively. My brother, I'm proud of you. And to also say that you have good reviews from your students. But here, you know that even though we are brothers, you know, I need to do the service as required by the state. My first question is this. You know that the Office of the Attorney General has 3 major divisions. The Civil Division, which deals with the conduct of all civil litigation on behalf of the state. The Prosecutions Divisions, which prosecutes all offenses on behalf of the Attorney General. And the Legislative Drafting Division, which drafts most of the nation's legislations. With your background, which of these divisions do you think you will be able to competently assist your boss?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Before you answer the question, let me do a bit of correction. The Prosecution Division prosecutes on behalf of the Republic, not on behalf of the Attorney General.
It's quite arguable, because that's a constitutional power vested in the Attorney General exclusively. And so the Prosecutions Department does so for the Attorney General.
It's for the Republic. Justice emanates from the people of Ghana, and it is exercised on their behalf by the Judiciary. So, please.
That's why I said it's arguable.
125.
I agree with you. I agree with you. So, with your background, which of these divisions do you think you'll be able to competently assist your boss?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. In all the 3 divisions, I will be able to competently assist my boss.
Okay. Follow up. When I look at your CV, and this is a follow-up, when I look at your CV, you've been at the bar for 13 years, 6 of which has been schooling. 6 of which has been schooling. You were called to the bar in 2011. Then 2012 to 2013, a year after, you did a master's program at Cardiff. Then, a year after this master's program, you did another master's. So that's 2 years. Then for 4 years, you did a PhD program. So 6 out of the 13 years, you have been studying. When I look at your CV, I don't see your criminal experience. So if you say criminal practice experience, so if you say in all areas, I don't see your criminal practice experience. So can you please give us information, the committee information on your criminal practice experience? And then can you also give us information in terms of how many civil matters you have commenced and concluded by way of follow-up, because you said you'll be able to assist you in all 3 areas. That's why I'm asking you this question.
Honorable member, you are a lawyer yourself. Is that not so? And you know, by our training, the training that you go through to become a lawyer, they train you in both sides.
Very respectfully, Mr. Chair, he's capable of answering it, but in any event, you also agree with me that what we learn in the classroom is not the same as what we go through in practice. In practice, after law school, some choose to become litigators, some choose to become transaction lawyers, some choose to go into the classroom. And so they are distinct experiences. And that is why I'm asking him these questions, especially with his answer. So that they are different.
I want to understand your question. By your question, if after school you become a member of parliament, and at a point you are being appointed as a deputy minister for Attorney General and Ministry of Justice, the fact that you are not involved in private practice, you cannot hold that particular position.
I asked you a question, Mr. Chair, and as a follow-up...
That's what I'm saying. I want to know the import of your follow-up question.
The import of my follow-up question is to know his experience, which is not highlighted in his CV. It's very important.
Chairman, let them.
It's not highlighted in the CV.
Answer the question. He can answer the question.
It's about experience.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I'm particularly happy that my friend, whom I've been meeting the courts since 2012, is well, but I think he's helping me to tell the public what I have been doing, and that I've not been just schooling. So some of the cases I've done are actually, reported, and you would see from those cases that I was doing them while still in school. So, for example, the revocation of banking license line of cases, I was in the middle of my PhD program when I was doing all those cases. When COVID-19 came and there was a conflict between, when they placed the restrictions, I argued 3 different cases in respect of the COVID-19 alone. And I think I don't think any other lawyer has done that. So the point I'm trying to make is that my presence in school never stopped me from practicing law, even in the courts. And when it comes to drafting, I took legislative drafting, and I have actually helped in a couple of drafting in my former law firm, Atugube & Associates. So that too, I am very competent in that. And when it comes to criminal practice, I think there have been a number of criminal cases that I've done. Of course, if you are a private practitioner, you cannot be the one prosecuting. So when it comes to criminal defense, I have sufficient experience in that. Mr. Chairman, thank you very much. I would like to reiterate that I will assist my boss in all the 3 departments competently. Thank you.
Any further question?
Mr. Chair, thank you very much. Honorable nominee. A fortnight ago, you were on Joy FM's news file. And I stand to be corrected as to the date, but there was a discussion relative to the nolle prosequa that was filed by your prospective boss. And one of the issues that came up on the program had to do with the existence or otherwise of a memo. Your comment was to the effect that you've seen an evidence of the existence of the memo. Do you still stand by that comment?
Mr. Chairman, I stand by the comment.
As a follow-up, can you produce a copy of that evidence to this committee?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm unable to produce that copy from where I am. My current status will not allow me because I do not have custody of the evidence, and I'm unable to produce it. However, if you approve me and I assume the official capacity, why not?
Okay. So, by your answer, you saw it to the extent that you can only see.
Be asking your third question.
Okay.
You are not entitled to 2 follow-up questions.
Mr. Chair, very respectfully.
Yes.
Considering how important this matter is, I pray that you grant me leave.
Leave is hereby not granted.
Okay. Doing. So, from your answer, it is obvious that the evidence you are talking about is in the custody of the Attorney General, and that is where you saw it.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It is in official custody.
Now, as a follow-up, you have not sworn an oath of secrecy.
That is your last question.
Sure. Your appointment is yet to be approved. You have not sworn an oath of secrecy. You've not sworn an oath of allegiance to the Republic of Ghana or oath of, duty, office. So in what capacity did you see that document?
As I've indicated, I said I saw it from official source, and I saw it in my capacity as a private citizen.
Mr. Chair, the ball is now in your court. Confidential public documents being seen in the office of the Attorney General by persons in private capacity. No further question.
Very well. I'll proceed to give the floor
the
to
distinguished
Honorable Patrick
minority leader
Yabuama.
is here to finish it.
Honorable Patrick Yabuama, you have the floor. You are not ready. Honorable Judiciary.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Justice SREM SAI, congratulations to you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
So it looks like we have our professor here, and I'm a senior, he's a senior, and you are going to the Attorney General's department. I actually wish you very well.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chair, my question flows from what Honorable Bafo just asked. The said memo you cited, was it signed, dated, and where was it emanating from? Who actually initiated the memo, if at all?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. What I saw is an electronic trail of the memo. Thank you very much.
I asked if it was signed, dated, and signed. Signed, dated, and referenced, sorry.
So an electronic memo may not have the signature, but like I said, I saw an electronic memo of trail of the memo. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, there is a follow-up to this.
Please, ask a substantive question.
If you've dealt with criminal matters, do you think that one of the advices you'd propose or suggest to the Attorney General is for a lawyer to file a notice of appearance in a criminal matter before representing a client or a suspect?
I think the courts have not insisted on the filing of notice of appearance when it comes to criminal matters. So I will not insist on it myself. Thank you very much.
So if you should hear that a certain court directed that a lawyer should file a notice of appearance before representing a client, what would be your personal take on that?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I would want to understand the circumstances under which the court made that, conclusion. So if I have the benefit of all the circumstances, then I can proffer my opinion on the matter.
Any further question?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Your last question.
Yes, Mr. Chair. I perused your CV critically, and you've done well with issues of human rights. And I've also been thinking that I have a few clients that I would have proposed that they should come and see you, but for now, that they have issues of revocation of their appointments. And they've gone through the processes of getting properly appointed, including having, first of all, meeting financial and technical clearance. They are people who are properly qualified to occupy the respective positions they are currently occupying.
That has to do with it was in the constitutional interpretation.
And
Well, Honorable Judicial, I believe some of these matters are before a court of competent jurisdiction. So let's allow the court to deal with that. Ask another question.
Honorable Chair, just my observation that this my friend is a very capable person. The matter that is before the court is a matter of interpretation of the Constitution. It has nothing to do with even the class suits that people have. But, Chairman, I'm still guided.
So ask another question.
Chairman, I have no further questions.
Thank you very much. Honorable Patrick Yahubuama.
Chairman, we had some very important discussions around the table when you are away, and we want the vetting to flow. Anyway, Mr. SREM SAI, congratulations.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
I'm sure you have your constitution with you. And I'll refer you to Chapter 8 and the provisions under Article 71. Chapter 8 is on the executive. And also refer you to, I'm sure you are conversant with the NDC's manifesto, on paragraph 6.1, sub 3, on the scrapping of the payment of ex gratia. I want to ask you a question. I want you to give us your take on something. Are you with me? Okay. The entire Chapter 8, the provisions under Chapter 8 are entrenched provisions. If you read Article 2901F, deals with the entrenched provisions, especially under Chapter 8. The President is proposing to scrap the benefits or beneficiaries listed under Article 71, which we term the ex gratia. What's your take on it, especially when those provisions are entrenched provisions?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. There are a couple of ways by which the ex gratia could be dealt with. As you indicated, one could be the amendment of the Constitution, which will require a referendum. So that's just one. When you read Article 71 critically, you would see that the Constitution itself doesn't prescribe any particular formula for determining the emolument and entitlement of the class of persons there. It only says that the committee will determine that. Now, it appears over the years, the committee itself has been using some formulas. And I think last year, for instance, they actually wanted to extend the persons who will benefit, and the Supreme Court, stopped that from happening. Now, from where I sit, what I see is that it is the committee's recommendation which is usually the problem. So that could be resolved by, one, you could pass a legislation, an act of parliament, to prescribe the formula. So, for example, you could pass a law to say that that committee could only recommend any increment based on the success of the economy, maybe GDP. That is just one. So there are so many ways of doing it without amendments. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
So it will be very difficult for that process to take place within the shortest possible time.
Like I said, there are so many ways, a few ways of doing it. If you want to go by amending the Constitution, it will take a longer time. But you could also solve that problem through a regular legislation. You could also determine what the committee recommends. So if you have a committee, for example, which is saying that we are not going to have any increments in anything that has been awarded, or we even not recommend any payment to that, I mean, that Parliament may approve it, the President may approve that of the Parliament, and the problem will be solved. So depending on the approach you are using, you may take a very short time or a very long time.
Well, I disagree with you anyway, but let's make progress. The Attorney General, Dr. Ayine, has entered a number of nolle prosequi, which is within his right as the AG, within his discretion. Nobody can take it away from him. It's within his mandate, without reason, to anyone. But when the Attorney General goes ahead to give some explanation, it opens, or he opens himself up and brings himself within the provisions of Article 296. Do you agree with me on this proposition? For people to ask whether he exercised that discretion or those discretion within the ambit of 296, whether they were fair, whether he wasn't biased, whether, you know the very salient points within Article 296. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I myself have been thinking about this particular issue, and I think there are two ways of looking at it. The first way is that the Supreme Court had already held that once the Attorney General exercises the power, it will not be subject, of any judicial review inquiry. If the Supreme Court is going to stand by that position, then it won't matter whether the Attorney General has gone, out of his way to give explanation or not. If the Supreme Court is going to stand by its previous decision, as we have seen, then a question to the Supreme Court to question the discretion will not be something that the Supreme Court will entertain. However, if the Supreme Court decides that they are going to vary their position, in other words, saying that you are not bound to give your reasons, but if you give your reasons, then we will also assume jurisdiction to evaluate your reason by way of judicial review, then that is possible.
That's a very, very, very good answer from you, because I've had discussions and I believe the AG should be expecting some suits to review those positions that he's taking. Your boss is an ardent respecter of procedure, and I want to find out from you, going to work with him, I know him, the kind of judicial reforms you assist him to undertake at the AG's department towards the justice delivery system of this country. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, if I may get the scope of the question, I didn't quite understand.
What are some of the judicial reform proposals that you'll be assisting your boss to undertake? Thank you. Simple and straightforward.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. So my boss had indicated at his vetting, and I was sitting behind him, on the use of IT technology to fast-track cases. And also, one key reform is the revival or the implementation, let me call it that, of the tribunal system. These are two of the key steps that I would be ready to support my boss. Should you, approve me to, as it were, deliver to the people of Ghana?
Well, the only reforms that you'll be assisting Dr. Ine with is the use of IT. Is that what you are telling? And is that what you are telling the country?
Sorry, I think
setting up
your
a tribunal and entering all prosecutors.
That is not what I said. Your question was for me to give some of them, and I think I've answered the question sufficiently in that scope. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Oh, Chairman. I'm left with one question. One question.
Should I remind you of all the questions that you have asked?
Oh, Chairman. Professor Kumado wants me to ask a question.
So you need my leave to be able to do that. Please do.
Chairman, I wish him well.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. I will proceed to give the floor to Honorable Mahama Shaibu.
Let me thank you very much. Justice, congratulations, my brother.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Let's do human rights and then customary law. If you turn to page 5 of your CV, you did some work. I think you presented a paper on the treatment of customary law under Ghana's 1992 Constitution, an inspiration to South Sudan. Can you share with us what those highlights were?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. So, as we know, South Sudan is a new country, I think one of the youngest we have. So, at the time, that was 2015, they were drafting a constitution, and they required my services to advise them on how to treat customary law within the framework of modern constitutional, systems. So I was there to give them an insight into how we have treated it in Ghana. And it was a 3-day lecture and work. I think we will not have enough time here for me to give the details of the work, but suffice it to say that I helped them to find a way of putting their customary law within the framework of their constitution, similar to ours. Of course, there were some little differences in what they wanted, so that was it. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, again on your CV, I'm also interested in this social work stuff. You did something on social care law in Ghana, a case of carers. Tell us a bit about that too.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. So, a carer is a person who is taking care of someone who is either very ill or elderly, and because of the age or illness is unable to perform the regular activities of life. So that work was trying to compare what the UK system, has and what a Ghanaian system has. And my point in that work was that in Ghana, because of our system, the communal system, we rely on relatives for that carer services. While in the UK, most of the times they have to engage professionals. And these professionals are actually paid by the states to provide these services to total strangers. And evidence also shows, some other works also show that persons who are cared for by relatives often recover and are happier than persons who are cared for by total strangers. So my work was to the effect that we in Ghana have to value our system and make sure that we keep it as it is. And also to the UK that they probably have to consider the communal living to to what they currently have. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Your boss.
Yes, your last question.
Your boss is a very diligent, time-conscious man. I hope you know that.
I do.
I wish you all the best.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'll give the floor to Honorable Elikle Makurugo.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Congratulations, Justice. Yes, in most cases, our police services get people arrested, and then they give the excuse that they are being investigated, and so they ask the courts to get the courts to remand them. But in most cases, these people in remand stay for long, for years, without them getting to hear their side of story. An example is Gregory Afoko. What will you recommend to address this lacuna in our justice delivery system? Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think my view on this aligns perfectly with my boss's own view. My boss's policy, or my boss to be, his policy is that he would not put a person before the court and now start looking for what? Evidence. And I think that is one way of, solving this problem. The other way, the common law judge is the law, because by the common law, the judges have wide discretion. So often, even though the judges have the power to stop some of these, practices, and some actually do, strike cases out for want of prosecution. If you keep bringing the person and you are not taking any step, judges strike it out. But then the problem is when the judge strikes the case out, often the prosecutors will rearrest the person immediately, leave the court, and they will go and start the case usually before a different judge. And I've been a defense counsel. I've seen that. I've experienced that a couple of times. So I think there can be reform, possibly indicating the number of times that you can take an adjournment as a prosecutor without taking any steps. And these are all options that we can have a look at and implement in our laws. Thank you very much.
Chair, thank you. Wishing you all the best.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Honorable Vice Chairman, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Honorable nominee, congratulations.
Thank you very much, Honorable.
Since I don't have much knowledge of the law, I wouldn't want to get into the realm of law with you. So I'll just congratulate you and hope and pray that you give your minister, who is my brother, the best of support. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. I'll proceed to give the floor to the minority leader and then the ranking member.
Chairman, I've come.
Leader, you have the floor.
I'll defend myself completely.
From your CV, you had your PhD abroad. What was your source of funding?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I was funded by the GET Fund.
Which year did you apply to the GET Fund for scholarship to enable you study do the PhD abroad?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Actually, I did not apply to GET Fund for scholarship. I I'm one of the young lecturers in GIMPA, on behalf of whom the institute, that is GIMPA, applied to get fund to sponsor us. So GIMPA had this program where...
Sorry to interrupt you. I want to get the grammar right, the sentencing, your sentence right. I want to go with you. Start again. First, did you apply to get fund for scholarship? Yes, no.
So I'm explaining how I...
Yes, I'm saying I needed to get the construction right. So you start again.
I'm explaining to you how I got...
you are supposed to answer yes, no. Then you can explain.
Please, what is the question again, Mr. Chairman?
I'm saying, my question is, did you apply to get fund for scholarship for your studies abroad, for a PhD, respectfully?
Mr. Chairman, that's exactly what I want to say, because if you say did you, it could be that I personally applied or it was applied on my behalf.
Don't worry, let me clarify. Let me take it easy.
Very well.
Take it easy.
Oh,
You are not under cross-examination. Take it easy. Did you personally apply to the GET Fund for scholarship for your PhD? Yes or no?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I applied to GET Fund for scholarship.
Which year did you apply to GET Fund for the scholarship for your PhD?
It was 2017.
When in 2017 did you apply?
I think it should be June 2017. Either June, August, because it was granted in September 2017.
When you put in the application, were you invited for interview, and what was the basis for your application to get fund?
Mr. Chairman, that's exactly why I wanted to explain how the scholarship. So GIMPA had a program where they sponsor young lecturers to go and acquire, PhDs to come and enrich the institute. I was selected by GIMPA for that, scholarship. So when the time came for me to apply, GIMPA actually wrote a letter, and I think it was Professor Bonzi Simpson, who was then the rector of GIMPA, who personally wrote and forwarded the application to GET Fund. So I never had any interaction with GET Fund. I did not appear before any GET Fund, and I didn't know anyone in GET Fund for that matter. And this was in 2017. I think it was August, July, August, thereabout.
So you didn't need to know anybody, but you needed to qualify by merit, correct?
Definitely.
And you benefited as a citizen of the Republic, correct?
Definitely.
Irrespective of your party colors, correct?
Well, definitely.
Yes, please. I mean, our minimum honesty is very important. Now, whilst you were...
I believe the honorable ranking member is not questioning my my integrity by putting honesty in the question. I just hope that. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Honorable nominee, now, this is your PhD that was fully funded by the state in 2017. And according to you, you earned it by merit. According to you, again, the state saw your promise and your potential as a young lecturer and gave you the opportunity to study. And in fact, you didn't need to know anybody at GET Fund, and you didn't need to show party colors before being given the opportunity. Tell us how much it cost the state.
Thank you very much. I can't recall exactly, but it's one of the school I was in actually is one of the expensive schools, and I think we're paying a bit over, I think, £20,000 per year. That is tuition alone. I think that is...
All right. So let's stay there a bit. So now, you spent 4 years for your PhD or 3 years?
It was 3, but COVID took 1 out, so 4. Let's say for 4 years.
So now, Get Fund took care of your tuition, your accommodation, and also your living expenses, correct?
So it wasn't only Get Fund that I relied on. Even the university itself.
Honorable nominee, please, let's.
Honorable
Chairman.
Deputy Minority Leader, please allow the nominee to, Honorable Minority Leader, allow the nominee to answer the question.
Chairman, with respect, I do not want you and I to be seen in the public eye exchanging. It's my duty as ranking to help him to stay on the question. My question is on Get Fund, and I'm specifically dealing with Get Fund. Respectfully, I'm asking you on Get Fund. If you are done with Get Fund, you can deal with other matters. So let us stay on Get Fund. You've mentioned the tuition fees, which you are saying that at least it was £20,000 per year. And you are saying also that your school was one of the expensive universities, which the state still had to bear. I want to know from you, apart from the tuition fee, which however expensive it was, the state, Ghana, paid, the living expenses, did the state also pay for it?
Mr. Chairman, if I may be allowed to, without interference, to explain.
Please do.
It looks like there must be some explanation. So, when you are in a school, you spend all manner of expenses come up. No. And I'm saying that apart from Get Fund, which obviously could not cover every expense of the student, the school itself has scholarship, especially when you're in the PhD program. It involves research, traveling, so many expenses which Get Fund cannot even or would not even have in contemplation, or even you, the student, may not have in contemplation application. So the point I'm making is that in as much as Get Fund sponsored me, which I am, of course, grateful for all the Ghanaians who have paid taxes to invest in my education, I am grateful for that. The people of the United Kingdom, through their taxes as well, contributed to that project. That is all I'm trying to say. And of course, my family also contributed to that. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Honorable nominee, so Get Fund, in addition to the tuition fee, provided you funding for your living expenses, correct?
Correct.
Now, Get Fund also paid for your accommodation as part of the package, correct?
Correct, Mr. Chairman.
Now, let me ask you this. As a result of the COVID, your studies got extended by additional year, as you said, correct?
That is incorrect, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, please. You said that I asked you earlier how long your program took you. You said it was supposed to be 3 years, but because of the COVID, it got extended. So if it's not for a year, what number of month extension?
May I explain? So, in the UK, your PhD may last between 3 to 4 years. So, it was not supposed to be 3 years. I had 4 years to conduct my research. Out of that 4 years, what I meant was that I would have finished in the 3rd year, but for COVID, but I was still within time. So I was not, I didn't apply for any extension, neither did I have any extension.
Honorable nominee, so Chairman, with respect, if my opportunity to ask my questions will be interrupted, the Ghanaian people have had problem with the way we did our things. It is not this time that the chief whip will be applying for, I want to do a follow-up. Let's stop this. We've had a smooth 2 days where the chair, your deputy, stood his ground. What is this interference that he needs to do? Follow up. If he wants an opportunity for himself, I'm ready to stop so that you give him the full time to ask his questions. This thing of follow up, it's not acceptable.
Honorable Leader, you know, we recognize a follow-up question. The majority chief whip kept prompting me, he has a follow-up. So I'll have to listen to the follow-up question. If really it's not a follow-up question, I will overrule him. So please, you have the floor for a follow-up. And it should strictly be a follow-up question.
What is this?
Chairman, thank you. Chairman, with all due respect to the minority leader, I'm also a leader.
Please, your follow-up question.
So the what is this should be withdrawn.
Please, your follow-up question.
Not a nuisance. Anyway, so my follow-up. Honorable nominee, you are conversant with Act 581, 2000. You are conversant with it. And you took advantage. No, it's a follow-up, so we are lawyers, let me put it in one omnibus question for you. And you took advantage of section 221 of the law as a citizen to apply for Get Fund for assistance as a Ghanaian citizen for your postgraduate studies. That is correct.
That is correct, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. Chairman, that's...
Honorable Minority Leader, you have the floor.
Honorable nominee, you have told us a moment ago that GIMPA, as part of its grooming policy for young lecturers, gave you the opportunity and you didn't even need to go to Get Fund yourself with an application. And it was an opportunity given to young lecturers. Is that correct?
That is correct, Mr. Chairman.
And in all sincerity, at the time that opportunity came, was it based on any law known to you at the time? Were you as invoking any right in any law as a citizen? In all sincerity.
I think Get Fund itself is established by law. GIMPA is established by law. So anything that happens within them, to the extent that they are limited by the laws that establish them, I understood at the time that I was working within the law. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
So it was an opportunity that was given to you as a citizen of Ghana who had the talent and nobody stopped you because of your partisan colors, correct?
Correct, Mr. Chairman.
Now, so let's go back to the duration of your studies. It was 4 years, you said. And then you're saying that your university is one of the most expensive in the UK. The state, however, still bore the cost. Now, you have given an indication, you don't immediately have your offer letter here, but you're saying that in terms of tuition, it was about £20,000 a year. Was it 20,000 round or around 25,000? Can you share with us?
Mr. Chairman, as I said, I do not have the accurate, figure, but I have a fair idea of the range. That is what I give, and I made it clear when I was giving the figure I gave.
Okay, so given the opportunity, not now, would you be able to share with us the actual tuition fee per year that the state paid, make that available to the chair of this committee for the purpose of our report, with the leave of the chair?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I believe if Parliament requires that information, Get Fund has on record all the persons they have been sponsoring and how much they are paid. I think that will be a more authoritative, source of the information than I could personally give. So I will recommend that if that is the case, Get Fund can provide. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Chairman, with respect. Chairman, something has been said, not on record, but sometimes those who view, no, I'm going to say, Chairman, let me finish. The learned Attorney General is somebody he knows I respect. And I don't want him to be on this table. When I'm asking questions, he says, what is the relevance? Chairman, if you didn't hear, I heard. These things must be stopped. Let's have a peaceful atmosphere.
Well, I have not heard the voice of the learned Attorney General.
If you didn't hear, no problem. I have heard. Though you are closer to him than I am, but if you didn't hear, I know that he has just said it. And Chairman, these things must stop. Let's stop all these side comments and let's focus. Joe, honorable nominee, do you also remember the living allowances that you received per year? Do you, because that one came to you directly?
Mr. Chairman, I think the previous answer still applies. Since Get Fund is the most authoritative source of this information, I think it could be obtained from there by the committee. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
Chairman, with your leave, I believe that we would, this is very important, that would make the clerk right to Get Fund for this information. Let me go to the third one. Regarding your accommodation, are you able to share with us how much you received per year for your accommodation? Are you relying on your previous answer? So we make a composite application to Get Fund.
Mr. Chairman.
Very well. So, Chairman, we would have three issues: living expenses, tuition, and accommodation for Get Fund to furnish us, to enable us have it in our report. Now, honorable nominee, we also have here your studies at Harvard Law School, Cambridge, US, August 2013 to May 2024. Was it also financed by the state?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My study in Harvard was financed by the Harvard Law School scholarship. Nothing came from the states in my study in Harvard. And it was fully, sponsored. Thank you very much.
Honorable nominee, Cardiff School of Law and Politics, for your Master of Laws. How was this one also funded?
Thank you very much. So, Cardiff was funded by George Soros. I don't know if you are familiar with, it's an American philanthropist. So he has a scholarship for, it's a global scholarship. They select, I think, 10 or 12 people every year from all over the world, and it's a very competitive, process. I went through it with people from all over the world, including an interview in South Africa, and I came out as one of the 10 people who were selected for that year. So that was the funding, and I must say, it was a very, prestigious scholarship, just as the Harvard Law School scholarship. They funded everything, my travel, my everything for me fully. Thank you very much.
Did Get Fund fund your travel to the UK and back to Ghana?
They funded it. That is the
they paid your ticket.
Exactly.
For you.
Let's be clear. Is that for the masters or the PhD?
No, it was Get Fund funded only my PhD. The rest were funded by these institutions that I've mentioned.
Very well.
Get Fund was not part of any of
Very
the
well.
other funding.
So it is clear. You are now asking of the masters. That is why I step in to do the clarification.
Most grateful, Mr. Chairman.
So just to bring clarity, 4 issues. your PhD in the UK, get fund paid for your tickets to the UK and back, get fund paid for your accommodation for the entire period, 4 years, get fund provided you living allowances for the 4 years, and paid your full tuition fee for the 4 years. Correct?
Correct.
Now, you have also indicated that you did your qualifying certificate in law, and you have into bracket barrister and solicitor of the Supreme Court of Ghana, 2009 to 2011. That certificate that you are referring to, which came from the Ghana School of Law, on it, is there anything written qualifying certificate in law?
So the certificate is actually provided for in Act 32, that's the Legal Professions Act, and that is how they described it in the law. And I think in the inscription in the, I don't quite remember, and I don't have it here, but it's also stated on the certificate as a qualifying certificate to practice law. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
You also say you did Bachelor of Law, LLB degree, 2007 to 2009, correct?
Precisely, Mr. Chairman.
Underneath that, you have...
Mr. Chairman, I have my classmate who just is standing up.
Honorable nominee, let's focus. Don't go into other areas that will cause your delay and your people will complain that I spent too much time on you. Once you give me your yes or no, leave all those ex-cathedral matters. You've also stated that you earn a Bachelor of Arts, BA degree, Management and Psychology, 2002 to 2006, correct?
Correct, Mr. Chairman.
Honorable nominee, you have here Takwa Secondary School, Takwa, 1998 to 2000, correct?
Precisely.
You have also stated Teberebie Goldfields Basic School, Takwa, 1995 to 1997, correct?
Very correct, Mr. Chairman.
Then St. Michael's Kali School, Aveme, Volta Region, Ghana, 1985 to 1994, primary basic education, correct?
Precisely, Mr. Chairman.
All right. Employment and relevant professional experiences. University of Ghana School of Law, Legon, Ghana, April 2024 present, correct?
Correct.
Praetorium Solicitors, Accra, Ghana, October 2020 to present, into bracket, private law firm, founder and managing partner, Ghana law practice, correct?
General law practice, not Ghana law.
Sorry,
practice.
I apologize. General law practice. General law practice, you are right. I apologize to you on that. General law practice. Now, share with us where you did your service and what you did for your service.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I did my national service in 2007 at the United Bank of Africa, UBA. That's where I did my national service.
Do you have your CV with you?
I have it with me.
You have it with you? Please refer to page 3 of 6 of your CV.
Mr. Chairman, I'm at page 3.
Is there anything you would want to say in respect of your national service?
No, I do not, Mr. Chairman, I do not have anything to say.
You indicated in an earlier answer that you did your national service in 2007. On your CV, your national service actually started in 2006. That's why I wanted to give you an opportunity to correct it for the records. And you said there's nothing that you would want to say. I'm sure you didn't really get it.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, for reminding me that I started in 2006 and ended in 2007.
So is that what is on your record?
On my... Mr. Chairman, which record, please?
Your CV is in reference.
No, Mr. Chairman, you've just drawn my attention to the fact that it started in 2006 and ended in 2007, and that I said I did my national service in 2007, and I said I accept your reminder of what is on the CV.
So normally, when such an offer comes from the bench, what do you do as a?
I have expressed my gratitude.
You haven't said so. You only said remind. You didn't. You didn't. You said.
I said I'm.
I didn't hear. You have to say because you were earlier challenging me. Anyway,
I'm grateful for
indeed.
your assistance.
You are not under cross-examination. You take it easy. We're just doing our constitutional duty. Okay, honorable nominee. Page 1 of your CV. You say you speak Ewe, Twi, and English. You also say you're from Aveme in the Volta region. So the Aveme area in the Volta region, is it Vedome and law? Whatever, just help me. I want to know.
Mr. Chairman, Aveme is middle of the Volta region, exactly in the middle.
No. I'm not talking about geography. I'm talking about custom and tradition. And, you know, unless you don't go home. But which parts do you, because I've had some education from my tribesman here, and I know that in the Volta region there are different, sub-tribes. So I want to know, if you say you are from Aveme, Mr. Chairman, can you talk to the chief? I can take it on a lighter note, but he easily gets emotional. So if he's introducing this, you should stop. Where do you belong? If you say you are from Aveme, what should we, are you an Anlo man? Are Aveme people Anlo people? Yes, we've heard you. We know.
I'm an Ebe.
Yes, in the Volta region, they speak Ebe. You are an Ebe, I know. But your sub-tribe, I want to know from you whether you often go home and you know. Because I have asked mine and I know. Pardon? So it's your sub-tribe Vedome.
That is so.
Yes, so say it. How have you gotten yourself immersed into the culture of your people?
I have lived among my people for a greater part of my life. I visit my people, and as you can see from behind, my chiefs are here with me.
Abunomi, don't go there. Don't go there. You deal with the issue. They being here is neither here nor there. You deal with the culture.
No, I want to know what exactly you mean by how I immerse myself in the culture. I would be very grateful if you can guide me on that.
Oh, yeah, sure. I will guide you. The Agbaja dance, do you know how to dance it?
We dance in my side of the Volta region. We do not dance Agbaja. We dance a couple of them. We have Akpi. Do you know Akpi? I don't know. Then we have Bobobo. I believe you know Bobobo.
So, honorable nominee, we are here to learn about our country. Kindly demonstrate the Akpi dance a bit, just for a second.
Honorable nominee, the question is overruled. You are not going to demonstrate.
Chairman, if you decide to be whimsical and capricious, it will not advance the work of this committee. Apart from the constitutional issues involved, it is also about our culture. We've had nominees speaking their dialect here. And I do not think that if you start by it's overruled. The man is talking about a dance that we all don't know until today. If anybody had asked me in the Volta region, as part of our culture, what are the dances, I would have said Agbaja and Bobobo. Today, he is enlightening me and others. And I'm saying that he should demonstrate it just in some 30 seconds. And you saying that, you know, you are disallowing the question.
Honorable Minority Leader, I take offense from the fact that you are saying I'm being whimsical and capricious. So I will urge upon you to withdraw those words used on me.
Chairman, I will not stand
by overruling the question that you are not going to demonstrate any dance.
You were whimsical and capricious in the way you overruled my question. I will not withdraw.
You would not demonstrate any dance. This is not a demonstration forum. This is appointment committee. So I insist that you withdraw the word that I'm being whimsical and capricious.
Chairman, I will not withdraw. I'm sorry. I will not withdraw. You rudely overruled me. I will not withdraw.
I would again ask that you withdraw the word rudely.
Chairman, one more time, I will not withdraw. I'm sorry.
Will you withdraw?
Chairman, I'm sorry, I will not withdraw.
Well, to demonstrate to you that I am the chairman for this particular vetting committee, that may be your last question. I will proceed to acknowledge the presence of the following guests. Madam Mary SREM, mother of the nominee. Togwi Tam the fifth, tutor of Avemen, representing Togiga Gazari the fifth, paramount chief of Avemen traditional area. Okpekpe Ukpe, Togiga Dagadu the ninth, over laws of Akpini State, Bando. Mamaga Aloglo, the first Paramount Queen, mother of Afema traditional area. Togbe Afari Akoto, the fourth Dufia of Afema, Danigba, and Mama Adjoefwe, the third Queen mother of Afema, Danigba. His Lordship Justice Paul Bafo-Boni, Justice of the Supreme Court. His Lordship Justice William Atuguba, retired Justice of the Supreme Court. We have Yarapio, Professor Pokwa Atudiwe Atudipari Machi, the third Professor of Law and Head of Public Law Department, University of Ghana, School of Law. We also have Professor Kwame Jan, Professor of Law, University of Ghana, School of Law. We have Honorable Commodore retired Steve Obimpe, former Minister and former Member of Parliament of North Dani constituency. We have Mr. Mauto Agbavito, Regional Chairman of the National Democratic Congress, Volta region. And we have Reverend Father Emmanuel Mary SREM, Parish Priest, St. Agnes Catholic Church, Dodowa. You are most welcome. I also recognize the former Attorney General Marietta Brew upon the legal Marietta Brew, the legal advisor to His Excellency the President. You are all most welcome. Honorable nominee, you are hereby discharged. You hear from the committee.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
May I invite the next nominee to take his seat?